How is it going, everyone? Welcome back to another Blast from the Past episode. This is a series where we look back on beloved TV show classics and look back on what made that show so special to begin with. Now imagine a world where four brothers mutate into humanoid sharks, fight crime, and call themselves the Jawsome Team. Sounds very different, right? Well, welcome to the wonderful, absurd world of Street Sharks. Now, before we dive into the show, guys, make sure to hit that like button down below, subscribe to stay updated with everything on the channels, and join the Discord to join a fun community. With that all out of the way, guys, let's get into it. Now, Street Sharks is one of those shows from the 90s that perfectly captured the era's love for extreme sports, anthropomorphic animals, and outrageous action. So in this episode, we're going to dive into this cult classic. From its origins to its legacy, here is everything you need to know about Street Sharks. Now, the premise of Street Sharks is as 90s as it can get. The series premiered in 1994 and ran for 3 seasons, totaling about 40 episodes. It's about 4 college students, John, Bobby, Coop, and Clint Bolton, whose lives take a gnarly turn when their father, Dr. Bolton, is kidnapped by the evil Dr. Peregrine. In a sinister experiment gone wrong, Dr. Peregrine fuses their DNA with shark DNA, turning them into powerful shark-like mutants. Now they must embrace their new forms and fight against Peregrine, who's determined to mutate the world into his own twisted vision.
Oh, my hands! Your hands! Check out your face!
Now, after the transformation, the brothers changed their names to Ripster, Jab, Streaks, and Big Slamoo. Now they have to work together in protecting the City of Vision from Dr. Peregrine's monstrous experiments while searching for their missing father. Now let's meet the team. First up, we have Ripster, the leader. Before becoming a shark, Ripster was John Bolton, the eldest of the brothers. He's a great white shark and the brains of the group, known for his technical skills and the love of inventing gadgets. Next, there's Jab, the hammerhead shark. Formerly Bobby Bolton, he's the team hothead and loves extreme sports like rollerblading. I wouldn't really call that an extreme sport, but hey, it's the 90s. He's the type of guy who would dive into action first and ask questions later. Streaks, formerly Coop Bolton, is the tiger shark of the group. He's cool, stylish, and loves to perform stunts on his rollerblades. Plus, he's got a keen eye for detail. Finally, you got Big Slamoo, the youngest and the muscles of the group. Once Clint Bolton, he's now a whale shark and has a signature Slamoo attack that involves smashing things with his incredible strength. Now, each shark brings something unique to the team, making them a balanced mix of brains, brawn, and style. You can't forget extreme sports. Now, of course, every great hero needs a great villain. And for the Street Sharks, that's Dr. Peregrine, or should I say Dr. Paranoid. Now, after the Doctor injects himself with piranha DNA, he becomes a mad scientist, constantly creating mutant minions to carry out his evil plans. Now, Dr. Peregrine's creations include a roster of weird and wild villains, like Slopster, a lobster mutant, and Killamari, a squid mutant. They're as bizarre as they sound and make for some pretty entertaining battles. Now, I really love how the show doesn't really take itself seriously when it comes to its characters. It does remind me of a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, with kind of like the same style villains and of course protagonists. This has a little bit more edge to it and a little more feist, but overall it makes for a great show. Now, Street Sharks was produced by DIC Entertainment, the same studio behind Inspector Gadget and Sailor Moon's English dub. It premiered during a time when cartoons like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were highly popular, so it's no surprise that Street Sharks was seen as a rival or even a ripoff of it. But while TMNT had a grittier vibe, Street Sharks leaned into over-the-top action and pure 90s energy. From their exaggerated character designs to their insane stunts, the show was unapologetically funny and goofy. Now, of course, you can't talk about Street Sharks without mentioning the toys. Released by Mattel, the action figures were a huge part of the franchise's appeal. Much like most of cartoons back in the day, toys had to have a big impact for the show to be successful. Each figure had unique features, like chomping jaws or punching arms, and they were built to last. The toy line was so successful that even inspired spin-off products like video games, comic books, and clothing. If you were a kid in the 90s, there's a good chance you owned at least one Street Sharks toy. Now, sadly, I was not part of the cool kids. I did not have any Street Sharks merchandise. But let me know in the comments down below, have you ever owned a Street Sharks toys? I'm actually very intrigued to know. Now, Street Sharks only lasted for 3 seasons, and by the mid-90s, the show was cancelled. Why, you ask? Well, the cartoon landscape was becoming more competitive. Shows like Power Rangers, Pokemon started to take over every kid's attention. On top of that, the anthropomorphic hero trend was starting to fade. And while the toy line was very successful, it wasn't enough to keep the series alive. Now, despite its short run, Street Sharks has remained a cult classic. Fans still remember it fondly for its crazy action, unique characters, and of course, the jawsome catchphrases. There's even been a resurgence of interest in the toys, with vintage Street Sharks figurine becoming collector's items. You can actually find them at Walmart, Amazon, and all over your local toy shop. And who knows, with the current trend of rebooting 90s properties, maybe the Sharks will swim back to our lives someday in a new TV reboot. And there you have it, Street Sharks, a truly jawsome piece of 90s nostalgia that's still making waves today. Did you watch this show as a kid? What was your favorite shark? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into forgotten cartoons. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.